Kelly.
Can I ask Tom Fehrenbach? Tom, is that Newman Law's responsibility to put a curb cut in, or whose responsibility is it to put a curb cut in?
Thank you. So this is an issue that we have discussed at quite some length with the Department of Public Works and others, including the parking folks. And ultimately it is public right of way. So it's in, the domain of the city and really under the auspices of the Department of Public Works. The issue, with having a zero curb line there and a bike lane is that there's some conflicts that are inherent with drop-offs. So they are not allowed at this time, and they're not recommended by the Department of Public Works. I would certainly not encourage you to just stop and drop someone off there. There are some solutions that we have put into place. Obviously, they don't solve all the concerns, but certainly there is 2 15-minute drop-off zones directly across the street near Ann Street Plaza on the north side of Albert. And also we've put some drop-off zones very near the elevators inside the actual parking ramp, where there is a 15-minute grace period. So you can come in, drive up the ramp very near the elevators for the Newman lofts, and you can drop off people there. You can get your Uber there. They can pick you up, and if they make their way out of the garage within 15 minutes, there's no charge for that. So those are the things that we've put in place to try to make it accessible. The problem is that there really is no way to deal with the inherent conflicts that exist because the bike lane is on the north side and there is no parking spaces available. So I know that's not great news to everyone, but certainly be willing to continue to have this conversation and look for other solutions that will make it more accessible for folks.
What about the publicizing the current accessibility, about making that in and out more knowledgeable to the public? I wasn't aware of that, and I don't know whether there's any information. Yes, Kathy?
Well, and I think Newman Lofts needs to let their residents know, because they're the people who are going to either be dropped off, or they're going to have visitors dropped off. So if Newman Lofts has a clear understanding of how you use those 15-minute free zones, then that's going to solve a lot of the problems. Wouldn't have helped Pat's situation necessarily, but would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Well, also, is there signage? I agree with Kathy, but is there signage that could be put up that says, if you're dropping someone off, these are your options? It seems to me that there should be some direction available for the driver to know. I mean, it just seems crazy to expect people to know. I was going to ask if you could go in and drop people off. I haven't been there, so maybe there is, but I wouldn't expect people to know that they could get in and get out. And nobody wants to pay for an hour parking to drop off someone, especially if they're doing it on a volunteer basis and whatever. That
totally makes sense. And I'm sure we could do a better job of so one of the things we've been doing on the 15-minute drop-off spaces in downtown, if you've noticed, is they are bright pink and they have some great signage. So I think that's something we could certainly work out. We do have, there's signs that say that the first 15 minutes of any transaction are free. One of the problems with signage and information in fast time in a downtown is, get to a place where sometimes there's too much and then people can't pay attention to all that information. I have to correct myself because I don't know that we have actually put in place the 15-minute drop-off zone inside the Albert garage. It's certainly something people could do because of the 15-minute grace period, but I was just chatting with our parking department, and it sounds like it's not something that we've actually implemented. So we can certainly talk to Newman Lofts and go about implementing that and get them to work with us on letting folks know about it. And I think that's definitely good action for us to take.
Yeah.
Tom, that's wonderful. And I agree with signs are hard to read, especially if you're concerned about the person in the passenger seat and you're trying to pay a little bit of attention to what's going on. And pink is great for drawing attention. I haven't been down there to see it. It seems to me a sign that would say drop off or something immediate that catches one's attention. So even if they didn't get a chance to read the full sign, they go, oh, I think that said drop off. So when Kelly comes around the second time, or one of us who's a little less nimble than Kelly, it seems to me that something like drop off rather than 15 minutes free transaction, or, first transaction. And I know you weren't suggesting that, but to me, just saying something quick and large that people in that situation of driving might see, and Jeff might have an idea of something he's seen in other situations, but that's what comes immediately to my mind. And I really do appreciate, I think it's very important that this be done as quickly as possible.
I hear you. And we've got some good folks that have been trying to brand this type of area with the pink. And I think, the pink works, but then also having some very succinct, clear signage. I know we've worked some of that out, so I think it shouldn't be too difficult for us to augment and enhance what's available at upstairs there.
Tom,
Yes.
this is Lori. Can you hear me, guys?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
It's so weird to be on the phone, and I keep trying to connect to the Zoom. But anyway, I wondered, would it be our advantage for our committee to write a letter to the Department of Public Works about this as a unified effort?
I don't think it's necessary. I can certainly carry the flag for us, but I think I understand the request, and I don't think it's something we'll have a problem working out. So.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
What about us notifying Newman Lofts about that 15-minute at least to get them involved in understanding that there is an option for them right now?
It certainly wouldn't help to communicate with the folks that you've been chatting with. We certainly have communicated that message to the ownership, the management. But if you're dealing with, I presume you're sort of dealing with kind of more the group of tenants. So that
yes, they have what she terms herself as the Newman Lofts ambassador. She's really their marketing person. And
Betty.
Betty Nocera, she's attended one of our meetings in the past, and we can certainly communicate that to her. She seems to be the kind of person who'd run around and knock on every door in the building to let them know.
Yeah, I don't think that would hurt at all. I mean, the more communication, the better.
Okay, I'll make a note of that. I'll send her an email, unless you want to make it more formal than that.
I think that would be.
And I would just include passenger pickup and drop off. So if someone is using a ride service and they schedule a pickup at that location, just spell that out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, Jeff. Thank you.
Okay. If there's no more discussion on that issue, I see Lori is actually hooking up to Zoom right now. We're ready to see your face, Lori.
Well, I don't know. I can't get it to work still. I just keep playing with different buttons.
Well, at least we know now that we've got you twice.
Well, I can see you guys, so that's nice.
Oh, good. On this timelines, is there anything that you would like to make adjustments on? I know I put it under new business. Nell?
No, I'm sorry. I'm waving to Lori.
Oh, there.
She said, Thank you, Lori. You're there.
Okay. I'm gonna hopefully I'm gonna get off the phone and hope it works. So because I don't want feedback.
Yeah, you're still there.
But no.
Now we can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear us, Lori? You're still on mute. There you
Okay, and
go.
how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yay! Oh, don't you love technology?
Welcome from the internet wilderness. Now, adjustment of timelines. I have no preferences, but I think that if you do or want to emphasize something, the agenda's back up on the screen for you. So you feel comfortable with where we're at right now, and given that we're taking care of the drop-off thing, is there anything else?
Jim, were we looking at doing a like a 3 to 5 page update of the plan? I think we were talking about that at one point. Just with COVID and the disruption that we've all undergone, we're going to just do a little quick update, or do I remember talking about that, or is that another meeting?
No, we were going to update the priority, and where we were with priorities, and we did that. I think Tom's department kind of finalized it. Do we have that update? I think Jim might have sent it out.
Okay.
Do we have that, Jim?
Yeah, it's that domain document. I think Quinn put it up earlier.
Because we were like 20%.
Yeah, we're 20%.
Our goal, making
according to my calculations, where the little in progress line column is, where there's yeses and nos.
Okay.
And then the blank spaces.
So I guess my thought is stay the course, and we're some time into this, but we also have a lot happening. So maybe relook at this and in another couple meetings, and we can do the same exercise with staff and kind of update it, and maybe at that point talk about if there's anything that we really need to move into the priority area that isn't currently being worked on, and how best to do that.
How does the rest of you feel about that?
Good.
What about our next regular meeting is for August, and I'm hoping that we can actually sit down at a table and really look at one another.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know what the status is and what the city and the state decision making is going to be. Does anybody have an idea that we may be opening up by August?
I think it's possible, certainly possible, especially if you're going to be bringing the chocolates again.
I'll bring the chocolates.
Yeah, Jim, I talked to George yesterday, and he said it's most likely that in August the city will go back to in-person meetings, most likely, just depending on how things are trending. We go back and forth on these things, but it looks as though August might be the time when commissions can meet again in person and other groups, but that remains to be seen. I'm putting that caveat out there.
Okay, well then what I'm going to ask is put August on 2 different tracks on your calendar, and by the end of July, maybe we will know where we're at.
Mhm.
Is there any other business people would like to bring up? I don't see any waving hands, so I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Quinn. Thank you so much for doing the
Yes, Quinn.
labor-intensive work of setting this up. I know
Well,
it's,
yeah, I'm sure Quinn is now rooting for a regular across the table meeting.
Thank you, guys. I'm happy to be here with you, and thank you for your patience as I try to learn everything that it takes to run an electronic meeting. So thank you.
You're doing
Thank
a
you,
great
Quinn.
job. I'd like to wish everyone a happy and safe July 4th time. And like I say, I'm waiting for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Ed Cannon seconds.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed? Well, we are adjourned. Thank you again for all your input. And like I say, have a safe 4th and don't blow up too many firecrackers or fireworks.
Take care.
Bye-bye,
Thank you, Jim.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Jim.